Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Tangle and Whisper Issue 4, the final battle. When we last left our heroes, Whisper told Tangle the truth about the Diamond Cutters, about how Mimic betrayed them and got the other members all killed by an army of shadow androids. And Tangle and Whisper kind of hugged it out, and Tangle swore to help Whisper get her final revenge against Mimic. And they challenged him to a battle at the place where it all started. Mimic is bringing reinforcements because he does not want to play fair. So let's jump right on into the final issue, issue 4. Our picture here, our cover here is underwater. We have our Whisper is kind of like putting the mask onto Tangle's face. And we see Mimic's octopus tentacles all in the background. It's a really cool shot. Anyway, we open on the former Diamond Cutter's base in Clove Sea. And Tangle and Whisper are like on the lookout, getting ready for the battle to start. Whoa ho ho, Nelly. So Tangle has seen something. I think you really ticked off Mimic this time. Eggman, too. Defied him, embarrassed him. Whisper's just kind of like cleaning her Wispon. So, yep. Still, all this fuss over just the two of us? And we see the army of badniks approaching. Hardly seems fair. For them. Seriously though, just one of those bug bots wrecked my hometown. How are we supposed to deal with two? Like this. And Whisper, aims her Wispon and shoots and just blows it up. Right then and there, it looks... Oh, no! She doesn't just blow it up. She hits it in just the right way so it collides with the other one, and they both go down. Woohoo! What a shot! What are the odds Mimic was on one of those? None. They're decoys. He'll be sneaking into the base now. And that's my cue. Unless you want to change the plan. I'm happy to fight a horde of robots side by side with you. It's fine. Yeah, but this was your home. It's fine. So it looks like, is Tangle gonna be the one to take down Mimic? All right, I figured it would be Whisper fighting the robots and Tangle going after Mimic if they were splitting up at all. But anyway, this big, gigantic robot-like circle thing lands, and out walks a bunch of badniks and egg pawns. She shoots down the little, hangar dock pier thing they're on, and they all fall into the water. And they all kind of, short circuit, as robots do in the water. The orange wisp comes back to Whisper, and she hugs it. And then she hears, a beam comes right by her, and she gets out of the way. Because a bunch of the bee badniks have shown up, and are now shooting at her. Meanwhile, in the Diamond Cutter's base interior... Tangle is, she's sneaking towards a door. We see a shadow in it, and she notices the shadow, and she sticks out her tail, to trip what appears to be Sonic, but is definitely Mimic. Whoa! Gotcha! And then she sees that it's Sonic. Sonic? Hey, Tangle, I missed you too. What are you doing here? I'd heard somebody was impersonating me, that you and Whisper were after him. I came to lend a hand. Tangle, you are not falling for this. Okay, how did you get here? On the tornado, of course. Tails is outside right now, helping Whisper manage the badniks. And she glares at him. Cool! Follow me. We set a trap for that imposter jerk. By all means, show me what you've got set up. And she leads him into this room. We see a couch, is really decorated. Ta-da! And he walks in. The rec room interior. I don't get it. Is this a trap? Yep. And then she presses a button, and there's a playback of the, holograms. Oh, it's the masks. The masks are on the wall. The three dead members. And they're, in hologram, are talking to Mimic. That was clever. Nice work, Mimic. I foresee a happy future for us. You're pretty good. And then Whisper talks too. It makes me feel so much better when you're down there watching their backs. Was it worth it? She, tosses away the little, button thing. Was it worth it? Betraying all your friends just to save yourself? And Mimic is turned back into his normal form. They weren't my friends. They weren't even my comrades. They were a means to an end. I was in it to reap the rewards. When their big crusade put my life on the line, it wasn't a difficult choice. Heroes become martyrs. Professionals stay alive. You are the worst! And she readies both her fists and her, tail fist. And you're deluded. Friendship is a weakness. And Mimic hasn't even, Mimic has his hands behind his back, isn't even, putting up a fight. And he turns into Jewel. Tangle, please don't! And Tangle stops. See? Cut that out! You know it's me, so hit me. And Tangle, hesitates for a second, then goes for the punch, but Mimic disappears. I'm sorry, Jewel! And Tangle, Mimic gets behind her and, flips her over. You've been a useful distraction, but I'm done with you now. But not your shape. That will get me close enough to finish Whisper, and then there's this... Oh, then the tail sneaks up behind him and whacks him in the back of the head. Cheap shot! And he turns back into his, squid form. It's a taste of your own medicine. And the two of them go at it, fist to fist. One point, Mimic, grabs Tangle, but Tangle's tail, smacks him back away from her. And the two go at it again. Or no. So Mimic grabs Tangle's tail and, pulls her up. And kind of, knocks her over. You've got some skill. With some training, you'd be formidable. And he picks up his knife and goes to kill Tangle. And just then, Whisper comes in and whacks him with a blue wisp. And we see the fear in Mimic's eyes. Blue, you hated violence. Are you going to let her use you on me? Oh, right, the blue was Mimic's wisp. Right, I forgot about that. And as Whisper goes to hit Mimic, Blue comes out of the Wisp-On and looks at Whisper and can't do it. Aw, Blue. And then Mimic grins, and Whisper looks at the empty Wisp-On and just whacks him anyway. Way to go, Whisper. And she goes for another shot, but Mimic grabs the Wisp-On this time and pulls it out of her, or no, kind of jams it into her chest, actually. But just then, Tangle's tail comes up behind Mimic and wraps him up, and picks him up and slams him into a table. No, not like this! He turns into the bear member of the Diamond Cutters. And now he's Eggman. And then he's Vector? Randomly, like a rabid Vector. Stay down, or I'll squeeze the evil out of you. Mimic finally stops. And Whisper points her Wisp-On at him. Whisper, look, and so now Tangle gets in front of Mimic, tries to stop Whisper from killing Mimic. Whisper, listen to me, okay? Don't do this. Badniks are one thing, but this is different. I know what he's done, and it's unforgivable. But if you do this, you'll live with it for the rest of your life. Wouldn't it be worse for him to be caught? To live with the shame of losing to you? He'll wake up every day knowing he completely, utterly failed. I do like Tangle. There's a good part of this speech that's very don't do this or you'll be like him. But there's also another part of it that's he'd want to die after losing to you. Don't let him do it. Anyway, so Whisper stops, turns away, and looks up at the masks of the dead Diamond Cutters. You're right. It's over. The Diamond Cutters are done. And she kind of pets Blue. Hush, I don't blame you. And then she turns back to Mimic. So, what will we do with him? I have no idea, but I know just the genius who would. And then sometime later, so they've sent him to, I think this is Tails' workshop. He's behind a glass partition. I'd rather you would pull the trigger. I'll bet. I built, so he's with Tails now. I built this test chamber to run models through all sorts of artificial climate and atmospheric conditions. There's no way he's getting out of there. What did I tell you? The kid has an answer for everything. She kind of nudges at Whisper. I've heard such promises before. Cages, cells, prison eggs. I've escaped them all. And I'll escape this too. And he kind of does this slow clapping thing. You'll try. You'll fail. We'll bury you deeper each time. My, if only the others could hear their bubbly little whisper now. Then Tangle, moves Whisper out of the way. You know, if you get out, that's a big if. Maybe you shouldn't. Because Eggman doesn't know you're in here. If you get out and get spotted, he might be a bit cranky with you failing your mission and wasting all of those badniks. There's a bit of a pause. I dislike you. Immensely. Right back at ya. And Tails turns to Whisper. I'll have the cell transported to the nearest prison as soon as I can. Thank you. Do not open it. No matter who is inside. Thanks for the help. My pleasure. Also, how is this gonna line up with a metal virus? I don't know. We might find out at the end of this issue, or I know the next issue of the main series is gonna touch in on is it Spiral Hill where Tangle's from? Anyway, so now they're outside the workshop. So your team's been avenged. Now what? Eggman is still out there, still a threat. Keep fighting until he's gone. Want to come along? Sure. After I take some time off at home. Jewel will worry and, well, I'm homesick. So I'll see you around, okay? Okay. And the two fist bump as they part ways. Tangle and Whisper's adventures continue in Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's the end of Tangle and Whisper. There was a slight part of me hoping we'd get a full ongoing series out of this miniseries, but I guess that's not to be, at least not yet. But anyway, onto the issue itself. This was honestly a really simple issue, which, for a finale, I'm kind of disappointed in, but it really is just, Tangle and Whisper beat the crap out of Mimic, and, there's a little bit of struggle in his fight with Tangle, before Whisper shows up for that final battle, but, once the two of them are together, Mimic does not stand a chance. He just gets pummeled by Tangle and Whisper. Which maybe there's only so much they could do in the 22 pages, because they had to both finish the fight and do the epilogue and set up for, future adventures or whatever. But it still is just kind of disappointing, I guess. It's still good enough, though. And there's still, a bit of a sequel hook with the thought that, Mimic might somehow escape and come back as a character in another storyline. For the most part, this is a fairly simple fighting chapter. Beyond the little bit I said about Tangle stopping Whisper from killing Mimic, not only by you'll be just like him, but also, isn't it worse if he has to live with Tails forever? Which isn't quite what happens, but So yeah, that's Tangle and Whisper. I think it was a really fun little miniseries. Tangle and Whisper are really fun characters. I really love their dynamic. And especially now that we know that we're going back to Tangle's home for issue 24, which is coming out on Christmas Day for some godforsaken reason. I can't wait to see what new adventures these two are going to get up to in the main series. So yeah, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the issue and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!